Hi everybody, it's Melissa Lee. Welcome back to my channel. I haven't done as many updates lately as I want to, but to be perfectly honest, I really don't have a lot as much as I used to. A lot of it has to do with I've been out of work for a year, just getting through life, looking for work, trying to socially transition. And I've made a lot of strides in that area because I've come out to a few family members and friends, as I've mentioned. More and more people have got to know, and I've had an overwhelming positive response. I went out to brunch this last Sunday with my friend Andrea and several of her friends. Because this is all relatively new to me as I'm starting my social transition, being around other people who see me for the first time and then just treat you like every other normal person. They don't acknowledge who you are really. They just welcome you with open arms. We have conversations, not one weird look or comment. I mean, it is very lovely, and I admit I love it. Now, I'm not expecting that to always be the case, but moving forward, I'm just going to keep going with it, keep my confidence level up, and move forward with my life until I get to the point where I am full-time. I still have my other family to deal with, my direct family across the country. But that's a bridge I'll jump off to when I get to it, because they are across the country and right now they don't need to know. I have not started hormone therapy or done anything else yet, so right now it's a social transition. I'm actually visiting my family next week. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, especially with my brother, let's just say of a certain political leaning, made their thoughts very clear on this subject. And I wanted to bring that up because I talked a little bit about it in my last video, and I was agonizing a little bit about how to handle my family, those who I know are not going to be accepting and will probably give me some grief. And I know I kind of tiptoed around how I want to handle it. Well, I had someone in the trans community jump all over me in my comments, telling me how ignorant I was. I needed to read a book, and that trying to work with my family in coming out is, quote, appeasing the oppressors, unquote. And when I first read that, my immediate reaction was, that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm talking about my brother, my direct family, and you're throwing him in this whole oppressors category. I got snarky in my comments, and I'm usually very respectful with people, but that one just rubbed me the wrong way. Take your activism crap and go somewhere else. If you don't like my videos, or you think I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about, fine, there's the door. I'm talking about my personal life and my personal journey. Do I have all the answers? No. Am I going to handle things the way that some people might? No. And am I going to make a lot of mistakes? Absolutely. But this is all a learning experience, so people need to get over it. You know, I will talk about the fact that I am getting agitated with all of the rhetoric that's going on out there towards us and our community. I still directly blame the media for showcasing all the freaks that have been coming out of the woodwork and all the crazies that have been coming out and are getting so much airtime that it makes, I hate to say it like this, normal girls like me, gives us a bad name, and everybody lumps us into that category. And that is absolutely not the case. My whole goal in life, I've always said this, as a trans woman, I want to blend in. I don't want to stand out. I feel it's a personal victory if I go into a public place and nobody pays attention to me at all. That means I'm not standing out in the wrong way. And if somebody gives me a look, and I have gotten a few looks, I gauge the look and I see what happens afterwards. I was out last Friday night at one of our local watering holes, and there was this gentleman seated next to me, and I noticed him shoot me a couple of glances while we were sitting there. So I kind of waited to see what was going to happen, because it could be anything. It could be A, hitting on me, which, no thank you, or B, giving me crap, or C, being friendly. It was C. He finally turned to me and sparked up a conversation. And we talked for a little bit. Nothing layered, no hidden agendas. He was intrigued, definitely, and he obviously knew. I make no bones about it. When somebody comes up close and talks to me, I get clocked. That's my attitude. My friend Andrea, she's like, well, no, they aren't. That's just your self-confidence, your lack of self-confidence. And I tell her, well, that's just how I feel. I feel I get clocked because I'm still new at this. I'm early stages. I get a lot of compliments. I thank people for the compliments. I don't believe them half the time because I know my flaws. Of course, we are our own worst critics. But it is nice to go out and blend in. So many of these newer people, and I can't even blame the younger generation because it's people my age, the real loonies who come out in little girl outfits, pigtails, saying, I'm a cute little girl. It's ridiculous. And I'm showing my contempt here. There are several high-profile content creators that just, I'm sorry, they disgust me. They're creepy as all hell, or I think they're taking the piss out of us. Like Josh Cedar, formerly of The Bachelorette. That guy, and it's a guy, he calls himself a woman. He's not a woman. He's not trans at all. Not in my opinion. I think he is just trolling for popularity. He was on TV once. Now he's doing something different, hopping on the trans bandwagon just to try to get people to watch him at the same time making us look stupid. With his full body hair and beard, short hair, he throws on a dress and lipstick and then calls himself a woman. We women, we know what we go through, but you're going to get a lot of eye rolling in this video. The Dylan Mulvaney's, I made no bones about it. I can't stand Dylan. I think he's fake. That's my opinion. Lily Tano, oh God, that one is absolutely crazy. And the misinformation that she puts out saying, oh, you can have a uterus transplant and have babies. No, you can't. It doesn't work that way. And I appreciate other trans people that I do follow. Buck Angel, Blair White, controversial for her political views, yes. But when you get her in a normal conversation about the trans community and her own upbringing, totally rational. I love her. Alexis Blake, God, I love her. And Tori Nichols. And there's a few more that I'm starting to learn. I just can't remember their names off the top of my head. There are a lot of good positive role models out there. But yet, who does the media showcase? Who goes to the White House to interview Biden? It's the freak show. Or you get this trans woman in front of the Capitol, was the state Capitol, taking her top off and shaking her boobs. You think that's going to endear anybody else to our cause of being accepted? There's no common sense anymore. There really isn't. I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this video, and that's fine because I'm going to speak my mind more. I don't get real political. So I'm not talking about political parties here. I have my problem with certain people in politics and religion who come at us calling us all sorts of names, big name celebrities who put us down. But I also think a lot of that comes from what the media is doing, what's happening in women's sports. I've said this before. I'm not a woman. I'm a trans woman, transgender woman. And what that means is I'm a biological male. I'll always be a biological male. I don't care how many surgeries I have, how great I look. I'm always going to be a male. And that's it. My XY chromosomes will never change. So I accept who I am. Where I also differ from some of the people that I do respect is they say that gender dysphoria is a mental disorder. I don't agree with that. A disorder, in my mind, says that there's something wrong with us and that maybe someday there's going to be a cure or a therapy. Yeah, they'll send us away to conversion camp to get us back right with Jesus. Not putting down anybody's religious beliefs. I'm just saying the hardcore radicals, the ultra conservatives. I had somebody post on my YouTube the other day, and I don't know if YouTube took it down or they got smart and they removed it. They started throwing Bible quotes at me and how I'm sinning. How am I sinning? I respect God, higher powers, creative force, love, treating everybody with respect, trying not to do bad things. And if living my life is such a threat to you, leave me alone. Go concentrate on your own flock. You can go preach to somebody else, but even Jesus, and trust me, I used to go to church. I've read the Bible many times. I even have a Bible, and I'm currently rereading it. So I'm fresh on a lot of what the things say. And what did Jesus say? If for those people who want to go out and convert somebody, first of all, he said, don't judge others, lest you be judged. And two, if you go preach and somebody rejects it, kick the sand from your sandals and move on. These people don't do that. My whole philosophy is people can attack me and I will continue to be respectful. I have had many people, when I do my live streams on Kick, that come at me and, they'll use the Bible, the religious angle. They'll come at me, well, you're a man in a dress. And I come back, yeah, so what's your point? They stumble a bit. They try to get you in other ways because most of the time they're trolling. You could still have conversations with people, and a lot of times they calm down. If they don't calm down, they get booted. If I get confronted in real life, I will be respectful. I'll be polite until there comes a time to not be polite. And then, more than likely, I will walk away because what am I going to do? Start a fight? I'm not going to pull out my camera and start screaming at people and then put it on the internet and look like another one of these lunatics that make our side look bad. People may not agree with me. That's fine. That's how I choose to handle it. Because we're all living our own lives. And again, I am trying to blend in and just live my life. That's it. I'm no threat to anybody. I'll go out, I'll eat my meal, I'll have my drinks. There's music, we'll dance. That's fine. I'm not going around hitting on guys or girls or anybody else for that matter. I'm just minding my own business. So people need to get over it. And all this hysteria that's going on right now because it's an election year, because the media is so irresponsible in how they're portraying us. I mean, there's been a lot of good, positive representation in the community with trans actors, Laverne Cox, MJ Rodriguez. Now that doesn't mean we're taking away from women's spaces either. I disagree with trans women in women's sports. Absolutely, 1,000%. I'm against it. You've got a man's body. You developed late in life. Your muscle mass is different regardless of being on hormones. Your bone structure is certainly different. It's not fair to women. I support women 1,000%. We should not be barging into women's spaces like we own the place. We need permission. If I go into a public place and I have to use the restroom, I go to the women's restroom. Obviously, I'm not going to go in the men's restroom looking like this. Why? Because that puts my safety in danger. Okay, it does. Because that's when people will freak out. I'll go to the women's restroom, but you know what I do? I peek in and I make sure there's nobody in there. Nobody's in there, I go in, do what I need to do, wash my hands and get out. If there are other people in there, I turn around and walk away and I wait for them to finish and leave because I respect their space. Those are my thoughts for now. I will be going and visiting my family later next week, and that's going to be interesting. We'll see if anything happens. I still have no plans to come out to my family anytime soon, but I'm also ready. If it comes out, it comes out. I'll deal with it. If everything goes south, I get my rental car, go to the airport, come home. That's it. When you actually experience things, sometimes you cannot predict how you're going to react. I think I know how I'm going to react, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in again. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and tell your friends. Let's help grow this channel. I will say I'm starting to get more of a presence over on TikTok. And one of the things I'm trying to do is I mentioned before that I do tarot readings, intuitive readings. I'm not a psychic, but I am an intuitive, and I do readings for people, which I get a lot of positive feedback for. So I will set up some private lives on TikTok to do readings for people, and I'm still trying to work out the logistics of that. So hopefully I'll be able to do that soon. In any case, I'm also trying to get my friend Andrea on here. We just have to coordinate our schedules, and so we can have a one-on-one talking. You'll love Andrea. She's a hoot, and she and I definitely have that chemistry bouncing off each other, so hopefully I can get her on in the next week or two. In any case, you all have a wonderful week. If I don't talk to anybody again before the weekend, good weekend too. I'm going to an Oktoberfest this weekend. Woohoo! Anyway, have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon. Be good humans. Bye-bye.